Today we're going to talk about including your family in the party rental business, or specifically your party rental business. And probably the most important part of it is to make it meaningful for both them and for you. Now, doing this for several years, I've learned, and my children have grown up with the party rental business, and the first thing that happens is the novelty of having a slide or a bounce or whatever quickly wears off, especially when they find out that there's work involved in setting them up and taking them down and things like that. The fun part of the business is quickly overshadowed by the sweat equity that it takes to keep them clean and keep them rolled up and put up and the whole 9 yards. And when you do that kind of stuff for other people, as far as setting them up and taking them down, then you learn real quick that it's not so fun to do it for yourself, no matter what the benefit. That being said, again, I've raised all of my children while having this business, and they've all had their hand in it at some point in their life, and all the way down from being very young to adults. They've participated in it, and they've enjoyed the benefits of the business as well. But what I want to talk today about is how you can create an inclusive environment within your business for your family, for your kids, so that you're not going to create a negative connotation or a negative reaction from them into the business, and drive them away. And that could very easily happen. The problem that you have when you're dealing with including your kids is that this kind of business is encompassing. It takes up a lot of time and a lot of effort, and it takes up a lot of that during the times that the kids want to do things. So I guess my first rule would be to make some room for allowing your kids to do the things that they want to do outside of the business, so that it's not so restrictive. If there is an event coming up, a party or a whatever it is that your kids want to attend, they're taking a trip to the amusement park, or they're going to go hang out with their friends, or they're going to, whatever it is, then make some time from that and adjust your schedule so that they can do that at least every once in a while. And again, I know you can't do that every weekend, and if you're working as a family, you need all hands on deck most of the time, but you do need to make sure that you still understand that they're kids and they want to do kids things, and you need to kind of incorporate that into it. And this goes from the little kids all the way up to the teens. The teens are going to be a little more, the teens and adults, I should say, are going to be a little more, they can be a little more flexible on their plans, because obviously their plans can go off into the night, and they can travel and things like that. So they don't have to have you there as well. And the little kids are a little more restrictive in that they need mom and dad to take them, or at least be there, or whatever. But that's not to say that you can't do both. Just take the time and do what you need to do to make it part of their day as well as yours. The next thing that I would say that you need to do is to allow your kids to be part of the business, part of the decision making of business. If you guys are going to look to purchase some items, why can't you include your kids on the decision process? Now, I'm not talking about them making every call, but obviously if you're looking at several different slides or bounces or whatever, you could show them to your kids and see if they want to help pick out the best one. What you're going to find is that your kids have an ability to keep in touch with what the public is going to want in such a way that you're going to benefit by allowing them to help pick the units. or at least have a say in picking the units. So, you know, it's in your best interest to do that, to allow them to do that. And you can go so far as to make it part of their day. There's no reason why you can't send them to their friends or to school. And again, I don't want them doing anything in school that's going to cause them to get in any trouble, but no reason why you can't send some pictures to school and have them just kind of do a poll of their friends. What they're doing is inadvertently marketing, because those friends are going to go home and say, hey, such and such kid has got some bouncies and we want to rent one for whatever birthday. So, I mean, they're going to do that inadvertent marketing for you, and they're going to get some very important data from, you know, the people that are, you know, wanting to rent from you. So that would be a good choice. Again, the teens can do the same thing, and they should have a little more input, because they can see both sides of it, actually, both the work part of it and the play part of it. They're helping you roll the units or whatever. They want to know what's, you know, what's heavy and what's not, and you know, what they can do. And again, the adults, same thing. So yeah, include your kids on the process of the business. You know, designing a business card or graphics, or, you know, tons of different things that you can do to be inclusive with them and make them part of the decision. The next thing that I think that is important is that you need to make sure you pay them. Now, I'm not going to get into taxes. I'm not a tax expert or anything like that, but I do know that there's huge tax breaks, and there's ability for you to pay your kids up to a certain amount. Check with your tax professional on that, but you can literally, you should be paying them and using that as a tax write-off, and at the same time creating an incentive for them to do the work with you. Making sure that your kids know how to set up, are part of the setup process and takedown process and cleaning process, all of that. Knowing all the rules and giving all the rules, even if they can't do it by themselves, can be hugely important, because what you can do is you can put them with someone who is a worker or a helper or something like that, and if they have the knowledge, they can convey what they need to do and what they can get done. So, you know, making your kids part of the process, and learning the entire process is important, and it makes absolute sense, because they're going to do the things they can do. You know, if little kids are just helping you get up cords and stakes and tarps and things like that, and you're doing all the heavy work, make sure that you include them on the other stuff and show them how you're folding and things like that, so that they know what's going on. And in later years, that, you know, they'll be doing it themselves as well. And the same goes with the older kids. Allowing your kids to interact with the customers and be a part of the sales, or at least listen to what you're saying when you're doing sales like that. Again, all of that kind of falls into a situation where they're going to be using these skills, not only with your business, but anything in life. If they learn these business skills, they will take them on with them and into, you know, future endeavors. You need to also make sure that you make it fun. Make it fun for your kids. You know, listen to the music that they want to listen to, or you know, on the ride there. We did several events where we were a long way out, and going there and coming back, and then going back out there to pick up the unit and coming back was just a lot of gas. So what we did when we would go out to these events was we would try to find something in the area to do while the unit was up. So whether it be going to the movies or going to eat or something like that, or if you don't want to do something a little less, we found a really cool military museum, outdoor military museum, that had all kind of, you know, tanks and planes and things that the kids love to look at. There are things that you can do that don't cost money, or that cost a little bit of money, or actually can save you money in gas there and back, that you can do that are fun for the kids, and you can kind of do it. Now, that kind of stuff requires that you are scheduling your events where the kids are on those kind of events, and the other workers are doing things that are more, you know, work intensive and are going from pickup to pickup. But the important part is if you're taking the outliers, or if you're going out and you're picking up the stuff that's way out, you're saving time for your other employees so that they can do their job well and more effectively. And that's hugely important. So make that as well. Probably the last thing I want to go over is the fact that you need to make sure that your kids understand that they are just as important as any other employee. And just because they're the boss's sons or whatever like that, they don't get any special privileges, and they don't get the ability to mistreat people or anything like that. Again, these are life lessons that you're teaching your kids. Make sure that you use them to, you know, express the ability that they do, and can create and go beyond this job and into other kind of works. You're teaching your kids how to work. You're teaching them how to act in the workplace. So it's really, really important. When it's time to be serious, they need to be serious. When it's time to do the work, they need to do the work. And when it's time to have fun, it's time to have fun. So yeah, keep those all in mind. And like I said, you know, in this day and age, we all need our family to kind of help us, because labor is short, and it is very, very important that you have some people that can be there to help. And your kids are a vital part of your business. They're part of the reason you got into it. So make sure that the things that you do inside of your business are reflective of that. Run an honorable business and allow your kids to see that part of it too. Thanks. Hey guys, if you like and subscribe, that would be awesome. Please help us grow, and we'll keep bringing them to you. Thanks.